Okay, so for the starting point, you're just gonna want to build a pole so that your absorber can move around. So I'll just quickly redo one of those. Doesn't really matter that part. So put one of those in every corner. You can squish them. Then for this part, you can choose whatever height you want, but I wouldn't keep it too high because the spring might act up. Uh, yep. So I'm gonna duplicate this a few times. You want 4. Keep one to the side. That. Then make them connect back to the base. You're just gonna place any block here and raise it up to the height. You're gonna set it to 0.05. Make sure that it's close to the block, but not touching it. If it touches, then the block will get stopped. So after that's done, go to the inside of the block. You can move these away. That's what I normally do. It's just more convenient. Merging doesn't matter. Set a block there, can put something different. 0.5. Okay, so this part will touch a bit. You're gonna want to do the same thing. Gonna push it one time in, then these can go back. Gonna set this transparent a bit so it's easier to see. This here again. My bad. So after that's done, you're gonna take your spring. You're gonna place it directly in the middle and direct it out. Damping means how fast it will come down. So the higher the number, the slower it will come down. And stiffness is exactly what it's called. So the max length is how high to go, and you can set the target length to whatever you want so that this part will not overshoot or undershoot. After that's done, you oops, just set it 25%. After that's done like that, then you will take a hinge. You can assume that this is connected to another thing. I'm gonna use the leverage mechanic simply because it's easier to demonstrate with. So 1, 2, break, 2, break. Drag that into the floor. Then you want to put a few pistons so that you can test whether you've done it right. Also gonna stick these in the floor. And when you're using the pistons to test if this thing works, you want to make sure that oh damn it. Uh Save as test. I'm gonna make sure that there is enough pistons to push the thing and it doesn't compress the entire thing. So I'm gonna set the piston speed to maybe I'll set it to 1. I'll set the piston length to 5. Yes, yeah. So it shouldn't work on the first try. You need to reload it so that the physics work. Then after that, it should, yep, there it is. And if I make the piston speed faster, it's easier to see the damping in action. For example, here, if I set it to a really high number like 25,000, you can see that the piston will go down before the thing rebounces. But if you set it to, let's say, 1, it's it's gonna be really weird. It's gonna act up. So you want to set it to a number. I'd recommend about 4,000. Is what I normally use. But it's hard to demonstrate what stiffness does here because of the leverage that's given. I could set it to the highest number possible and it would do the same thing as 1 because of the pistons doing its job. But if you put it on a bike like I have, then it should work. This thing should work. Yeah. So if I turn that part in this, you can see that the spring is actually compressing enough, just enough so that it can it can properly extend. But sometimes the spring will act up, especially on bikes like these, it'll start tweaking. But if you set it to bikes that are designed well like this one, then they will act just fine. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the guide. I'll leave this here. You can pause for a bit so you can copy it. Yep. Thanks.